Hello, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning on this, I guess, depending on where you're at, cold Thursday, in my opinion. It's a little chilly out there for me. So how did the smart plans class go yesterday? Everybody enjoy that one? You guys take some things away from that that you can implement in your business? All right. How did we do on the action steps, the homework from the class yesterday? Were we able to get that done? All right. So I'll take some of the head nods with the couple cameras we have on as a yes. So obviously today we're going to be in opportunities. I'm sure David let you guys know that yesterday. So again, this is when we create obviously opportunities, and this is also where we go to get paid, right? So something we all like to have knowledge about, right? So that we can get our checks and get our money, right? So definitely love opportunities. Excited to go over this with you guys today. Again, throw any questions that you have in the chat. I will check that periodically throughout, and we'll try to get those questions that you may have answered. With that being said, let me jump in here and share my screen real quick, and we will pull up our slides here. All righty. All right, so let me see what we have in the chat here. Okay, great question. So the yesterday's class should be posted. Awesome. Thank you, David, for posting that. All right, we have a regional YouTube page. Again, hey, we're all in real estate, right? Sometimes things happen and we have to miss. So again, we just shift and pivot, right? And the cool thing is these are recorded. David does a great job of getting them up there usually later that day or by the next day, worst case scenario. So go to that link that was posted in the chat for the regional YouTube page, and every single training is actually recorded and posted up there. So if you do have to miss kids, whatever it may be that comes up in life and life happens, you can always circle back if you do happen to miss one. So again, David's really big on opportunities too. Let me ask you guys, I'm gonna pull up my little gallery view here. How many people actually have a whiteboard in their office?
Isn't home, and if he isn't working, is he contributing
Okay.
at the house? Because that does have value. I mean, you've got 5 kids. Is he taking care of the 5 kids while you're out working?
No, absolutely. So again, I think old habits die hard. I still have a whiteboard, and I think that's a different industry that I came from before I was in real estate. Again, old habits die hard. What I will say is when it comes to transactional stuff for our team, and again, I'm actually a Rainmaker of a husband and wife team. So I will tell you 1,000%, like opportunities is all of it for me. We don't have any property addresses up on a giant whiteboard in our office or anything like that. I basically now have used my whiteboard for my 20% board, right? So I basically break down my business and all the different roles that I have, and what is the 20% today that I need to get done in order to keep me moving towards 80% of my goals. So I've kicked the whiteboard out and literally used opportunities here in Command 100% for that. Let me see here. Why is there we go. Get this. Having some tech issues. There we go. All right. So real quick, feel free to unmute yourself. What were some ahas or takeaways from the session yesterday with Smart Plans? Because I can tell you guys, Smart Plans is one of my favorite applets because it gives me my time back, right? And I can make more money. I can't make more time. So again, if I could take some of that back and still accomplish my goals, I mean that's what I call a win-win. So let me hear some wins for you guys. Not everybody talk at once.
I need a refresher. I was excited about the class, and unfortunately I had to miss yesterday, so I'm still trying to catch up, so I haven't participated yet.
Okay. Let me ask you something real quick, Jen. Do you know who your MCTT is?
Yeah, Catherine Reedy.
Okay, awesome. So that's another resource. Once you are able to rewatch that class and check it out, if you have any questions, just reach out to them directly, and they'll be able to get you clarity on any questions you may have.
Thank you, Ted.
No problem. Anybody else? Any big takeaways from yesterday?
I figured out how to use the Facebook birthday extension. So that was pretty cool.
Okay,
I
nice.
got all my birthdays from Facebook.
Hey, that's awesome, right? Even as a trainer in my business, I'll be 100% transparent with you guys. There's things that I teach to that I'm like, man, I really need to get this implemented in my business, right? The key is, and just we're all agents, right? Chunk it down. And I tell people, everybody tries to do everything all at once. What you guys are already doing by being here, being at these trainings, these are the foundational pieces, right? Get these foundational pieces laid by going through these 8 classes, getting these workshop-based things implemented in your business, and then get with your MCTT to dive deeper. Because there's things that I know I want to get implemented in my business heading into 2022, and even as a tech trainer, they're not in there yet, right? So and there's always new things coming out. So again, again, if you need help, reach out. The thing about KW that I've loved since I've been here is that there's always somebody willing to help you. If you want to put in the work and get things done. Yeah, Sherry, did you have a question?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
So I'm guessing the MCCT is your technical person. What does it stand for? And I'm
Yeah. Market Center Technology Trainer.
okay. Gotcha. So is mine David if I'm Tyson's Metro?
Well, here you go. Actually, we should get here. Where's my?
Oh, you mean Rachel Baker?
I don't know why we don't have the slide up today. Usually, you guys, if you've been on a couple of these classes, we usually have that slide every single day. Usually the MCTT slide is up there.
No, I'm sure that's Rachel Baker. I was thinking it was somebody doing another level of things.
No. Yeah, Rachel should be the MCTT in your
I
market
talk
center.
to her every day. All right.
Oh, well, then you're in good hands then. And she's awesome. So you can't, yeah, you're in great hands there. All right. So I was looking for our MCTT slide, but I don't see that for every market center. So we're gonna jump back over here and take a look at the action steps from yesterday, just to review these. And if you weren't able to catch the class, right, these are the action steps that if you rewatch it on YouTube that you should take after watching it, right? So we talked about downloading the Facebook extension, exporting birthdays. How many people were able to add some contacts to a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture? Anybody? All good, right? So look, what I would tell you guys, when we talk about, sphere of influence, SOI business, everything like that, right? It comes really, that 10-to-1 return that they talk about in the MREA comes from what? Having them in a proper 36 touch campaign. So I could tell you guys what we personally do is we have a traditional 36 touch campaign for our sphere of influence, and every single person that can have a neighborhood does have a neighborhood and an address, and they're in a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So now they're getting a traditional 36 touch plus an additional 24 touches a year that are super passive, right? Because we all know in this business, right, you capture mind share, what follows? Market share, right? So the whole point of that 36 touch campaign is to plant seeds and to make them constantly see your name. And eventually they're going to, when they hear real estate, they're going to thank you. And the key is when they hear somebody else talk about real estate, they hear you, and now they're referring that person over to you. And that's really what we're going for here. So again, I would tell you guys the lowest unsubscribe thing that we have in our company is a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. I promise you, I have my entire database set up on this. I've had email campaigns where somebody's like, I don't want your newsletter, unsubscribe, right? I'll have some of those from time to time. I think we all have been there. I've yet to get, I think and I've been sending these out for 2 years. And our database isn't huge. Like we don't want to have a lot of fluff in our database. So we have about 500-ish that we have in this 36 touch plus the 24. And I've had 2 people unsubscribe to a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. out of all 500 have been in it for 2 years. So it's again, super passive, not in your face. But again, if I'm a homeowner, I have myself set up on one just to make sure that, you know, I know what's going on in my neighborhood. Quick little snapshot. So I can't speak highly enough. If you guys aren't utilizing that, 100% recommend doing that. And again, that's me speaking from experience, not speaking as a trainer trying to teach you these things, right? It's something that I'm using in my business and seeing pretty good results from. So.
Morning. A new house just hit the market, 406 Lee Street.
Hey Beverly, were you talking? Or were you accidentally unmuted there? I didn't want to cut you off if you're asking a question.
Oh, me? No, I'm good.
Okay, just making sure.
At least it's real estate.
Yeah, hey, absolutely. Hey, making things happen. That's what we're talking. That's why we're here in this class, right? To get the foundational pieces so we can get things rocking and rolling. All righty. So again, we're here to talk about opportunities, not smart plans. So I'll let that go. But again, you guys haven't taken these action steps. Please take advantage of this guide here to success, more or less. All right, so opportunities. And I'm gonna go back. You guys might have peeked at the slide when I went over to it. Let me ask you guys, who here knows when we should create an opportunity? Or when do you guys think we should create an opportunity?
You have a more substantive conversation about real estate with somebody.
Everybody else agree with that? I'm gonna take the silence as a resounding yes. Okay. So with that being said, I 100% agree. What I'll tell you guys, if I have a two-way conversation and they tell me they're interested in buying a home, a year, I don't care. I joke, right? I got hit in the head. I played football in college. I got hit in the head a lot. I'm not going to remember somebody that wants to buy a home if I'm doing a lot of business at a high level, a year and a half out. I know I'm human and things will fall through the cracks, right? What we have is models and systems and tools to prevent things from falling through the cracks. So now what I do when I have that conversation is I'll now create that opportunity a year and a half out, right? And we'll dive deeper into some of these things that we could do in opportunities, but we can have custom stages in certain opportunities, right? So if we're talking longer term opportunities, in this case, to cultivate opportunity, being that cultivate bucket, well, I'm probably going to have a, year and a half to 2 year bucket, a year to year and a half bucket. So that way, as they get closer, I can move them through. And again, what you guys will see here with opportunities is it's literally set up exactly like a sales funnel. So once we know there's an opportunity there, and again, does anybody know the average cycle between transactions? And actually, let me ask a couple questions here. Who knows how many transactions the average person does in a lifetime? Random numbers. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys know. It's 7. Right? 7 transactions is the average in a lifetime. Now, does anybody know the cycle between those transactions? 10 years. All right. We got a 10 year. It's a range. So any other guesses? Let's see. We got stuff in the chat.
3 to 7 years.
3 to 7 years. There we go. 3 to 7 years. So that is the range between. So again, right, if I now can set up my opportunities pipeline, now when I'm doing my lead gen, asking for referrals, that person may not be looking to buy now. Hey, well, I don't know anybody right now, Ted, but we're actually thinking about, maybe building a home in the next year or two, right? I'm going to go ahead and create that opportunity, because that way now I can put a system in place to cultivate that and move it through the pipeline, no matter how far out it is. But again, I know statistically speaking, if I have a bucket going out as far as 3 years, there's nothing probably that's going to fall through the cracks in my business. At least I see it when it does, right? So again, we'll dive deeper into some of this stuff. I keep pulling up the gallery view here. All right. So again, first substantial conversation, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to, because again, this is a workshop-based class. so we are going to go and we are going to build out some opportunities here. So what I'm going to do real quick is jump over to my command. So I can show us what we're going to be doing. Now, again, we're here, home screen on command. All we're going to do is we're going to be down here in our opportunities applet. So this is our opportunities homepage here. Once we go here, all we're going to do is go over here to create opportunity. Now, again, this is the one thing that I will mention. I'm going to stay off of team stuff today. However, you do, again, just like with contacts, right? If you're on a team, have a team account and a personal account. If you're on a team, 9 times out of 10, most of the Rainmakers are going to want the opportunities here in the team account. So again, just make sure you're in that team account and it will default it to the team. Now, again, you're still the owner of that actual opportunity. It's just living within the team ecosystem, so to speak. So again, we're going to build out this opportunity. We're simply going to select whether it's a buyer or a seller. So in this case, we'll say it's a buyer. Now, again, in order for us to create an opportunity, the client needs to be in our database already as a contact, right? Now, again, if it's a husband and a wife, they both separately need to be in there, correct? Now, the other thing, and this is one of the last team references I'll make, because again, some of us may be in PC programs and on PC teams. The client needs to be in the team database, meaning in contacts, it needs to be in the team account. If not, you'll go to search somebody that is in your personal account, but you're trying to create a team opportunity and it's not going to populate. As long as they're in the proper account, you'll be able to find that contact right here. Again, if we're adding a co-buyer, we're going to do that right there. Now, every market center is a little different. And I'll speak just to my market center, but what we do here is we change the opportunity name to the address. That way it's nice and easy on the MCA. So we'll more or less change that to the address name. That way, if EMDs come in, wires come in, things like that associated with this transaction, the MCA will see that address and then they'll see this opportunity to be able to connect the two really, really easy, right? Now, again, we have opportunity tags as well. So we have contact tags that we use to filter through contacts. We also have opportunity tags that we can use to filter through opportunities. And again, there are ways for us to track, like, again, let's say this is a referral for one of my referral agents. Well, again, I want to, at the end of the year, I may want to send a thank you or a gift to my referral agents in our business. And I want to know how many opportunities they actually referred to us this year. So I'll be able to mark that right there. So again, we have time frame right here. And again, this isn't going to do much other than just be a guide for you when you click into that opportunity. So let's just say, we'll go other there, and then let's say they say 16 months. So we're 16 months. Now, this is big, right? Again, if we're talking listing or buyer, right? If it's a buyer, we don't necessarily know what the price point of that house is that they're going to end up, going under contract on. So what I would recommend is, again, they're probably pre-approved, hopefully, right? So let's say they're pre-approved up to $350,000. I know our max is $350,000. I'll go ahead and put that there. Whatever your commission is, go ahead and put that in there. And then again, phases, you'll see here, we got cultivate, appointment, and active, right? And these are these buckets here on the screen. So right now, we're just going to go ahead and create that opportunity there, and it's going to pull us up here into this opportunity screen. Now, I'm going to jump back out to our main screen really quick, and we'll go back into that opportunity and dive into that here in a second. Now, what I want you guys to see here on our home screen, We have cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and close. Now I'm not going to do this because it would, my screen's going to turn all funky. But if you took your computer screen or mobile device that you're looking at right now and you tilted it up to the right, basically where cultivate would be at the top, you're now literally looking at a traditional sales funnel, if we look at it that way. So again, cultivates at the top, closes at the bottom, and our job, and again, what we do, this is where we do our lead gen through smart plans and contacts. Opportunities is where we meet daily so that we can make sure we're following up on the deals and the potential opportunities that are out there for us in our business. So again, we use opportunities strictly for daily follow-up so that we can continuously progress an opportunity to the next phase. And contacts and smart plans are what we utilize to lead generate and find these opportunities. Now, let's real quick, we're going to click on, we know this is a listing, cultivate opportunity. So we're going to click in this bucket. Now, mine may look a little different than yours, and that's okay, because I have some custom phases in here. Now, what I want you guys to realize, those same buckets are all right here. I can switch between them by just clicking and seeing what's in what. Now, if you notice right over here at the top right, we have an edit stage button. Now, what this will allow me to do, again, I'm in my cultivate bucket that I had selected. So now I can go in here, I can change the order of what phase is, what. And again, if you track your numbers at a really high level, guess what you start to get clarity on as you move into business planning next year? Your numbers, your conversion ratios. So the cool thing about that is as you start to get clarity on your personal production and your business, now you can go in here and edit these probabilities to your actual conversion ratios depending on which phase and which bucket it's in. Now, let's say we wanted to add a stage. All I'm going to do is go in here. We're going to put whatever it is our conversion ratio is. So let's just say it's 10%. And what position do we want that to be? So let's just say 10% would make that obviously the high end. So we're going to go right here. Now, let's just say, and I'll jump into that later, but we can add stuff right there. I'll jump into that here in a little bit. But now you'll notice test for class is part of those phases. If I go here, we have test for class at a 10% conversion ratio, right? Now, again, if I want to get rid of something, which I don't need that, we're just going to go right here and delete. Now, one thing that we can also do here, and this is when we talk about taking your time back, that's why I love smart plans, right? Well, the cool thing here is an opportunity is we have some automation too, that will allow you to take your time back. We know as agents, we want to provide the best service possible to our clients, and keeping them, communication is key to that, right? And keeping them up to date on everything going on with their transaction. Now, when we talk opportunities, we have different phases of the pipeline. Cultivate, we probably wouldn't have too much here. So let me go ahead and give a good example. Let's just say, under contract. We'll go in here to our edit phases, and we'll notice here we have checklists. So let's say I click on this checklist, and we want to go inspection. Home inspection completed. Now, what this allows me to do, and as I progress these opportunities from stage to stage, I can now create custom checklists for my personal business so that now I can go in here. I don't have to think what the next step is for me to move it. I just have to say, okay, hey, look, the home inspection has been completed. Check that off. Now we're going to move this to the next phase. Now, what if I also want to let my client know that the home inspection has been completed? Well, in that case, all I'm going to do is click here for the client update, hit save, and now we have this on the checklist. So now, as I move through an opportunity, what do we go here? Did not say, hold up. All right, there we go. So now, as I'm going through this opportunity, and I'm actually going to jump in here to an inspection phase really quick, see if we have one. All right. So now what you'll see is we actually have a checklist right here on the opportunity. So as I start to move this opportunity from, you know, escrow to inspections to appraisals, I can literally go right here, check this off that it's been done. And because I click client update, it's automatically, again, as long as we have our marketing profile set up, which is what we talked about during the orientation class, right? That has your headshot, all your branding, all your personal information. As long as that's set up properly, the cool thing is, as I complete this step and check that, it's going to send an automated email on my behalf, branded completely to me, letting them know that this phase of the process has been completed. So now I don't need to call them. And again, I'm just using a home inspection as an example, but you think about your business, what things you deal with on a transaction, and you can create a checklist and you can determine, hey, look, I just need to know I need to do this next. And you can have multiple things, some with client updates and some without. Let's see, we got a hand raise here. Yes, did you have a question? Gina, did you have a question? All right, no problem.
I don't, sorry.
No, all good, all good. Tech happens, right? Virtual hands, man, they used to be popping up sometimes. It's all good. All righty. So again, right, go through here, and what we'll actually go over as well, there is a checklist on our regional Facebook page. There is a shared drive on our KW Region 12. If you go to our Facebook group, there is a shared drive up there that has David's actually posted an awesome opportunities checklist. So again, if you're like, man, again, everybody, some agents may be new, some may be new to KW. Regardless, if you're sitting there kind of scratching your head like, all right, cool, home inspection is a checklist. What else do I need to have on a checklist through cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, close? Well, again, learn from somebody. Don't try to recreate the wheel. It's posted in the shared drive, and that's exactly where I go to get my stuff. Because there's people that are doing it at a really high level, and I just choose to implement what they're doing, and that's proven to work. So, all right. So now,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Ted, the opportunities checklist, you said it's under the Facebook page. Where might I find that?
It will be on the shared drive. Let me pull it up here real quick on my other computer.
Media or files?
It should be under files. And then customize your sales pipeline. All right, yeah. So if you look at the second one, yeah, it's a spreadsheet, it's an Excel spreadsheet. It's from George Kelly, who runs a massive team in New Jersey, actually. And with his team, as large as it is, like, this is one of the benefits of having a checklist. Even if you're an individual agent, you don't have to think. You can see what the next step is. For somebody like George, he's a team leader, so he doesn't want his agents to have to think about what they need to do next. He just wants them to be able to go to that checklist. So that's a phenomenal checklist, by the way. So
Sorry, Ted.
Yeah.
I'm on the Google Drive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you on? You're on the Facebook group, on the Facebook group?
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So if you go to
Facebook?
KW, go to Facebook and search KW Virginia, West Virginia Region Tech Community.
Oh.
That will pop up. if you go down here, let me just-
KW, don't spell out Keller Williams, it's KW.
Yeah, if you do KW Virginia, West Virginia region, and it's got like it's the picture is like
There it is.
black with like kind of teal. I guess that's teal bluish green.
Got it.
And then if you go down next to the more, next to your items.
You mean after I join it? Uh-huh.
Yeah. After you join it, you'll have like about, discussion, guide, future rooms, topics, and your items. If you click more, there'll be members, events, media, and then files. If you click files, it'll pull up a ton of awesome content for you. And it's pretty much just like a Google Share Drive. It's just on Facebook group. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, jump back over here, and actually, let me show you guys how to delete something real quick, because that's always good to know how to do. Get that one out of there. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump back over here into my test opportunity for the class today that we created. Let's see, is this right? All right, so again, when you create the opportunity, this is the screen that's gonna take you over to. Now, the really cool thing about this is obviously you have your details here. So we got general information, right? Estimated close date, all these different things. Now, remember when we were creating the opportunity, we put a list price and we also put a commission, right? Now you'll see here I had a different commission and it's going to calculate accordingly. Now, the reason this is important, we'll jump back in here. When we go to our home screen here, this is one of my favorite things, especially as a team leader, right? It's one of those things where having visibility over my business and being able to forecast things are important to me. So looking at this, I can now say, okay, this is our probable income. Understand the way it's basing our probable income. It's basing, I had an echo there. Sorry about that. Sorry, still echoing. Does everybody else hear me echoing? Or is it
Yeah,
me?
just it could be because somebody else is not muted. There could be some kind of reaction.
Yeah, that might be it. I don't know. It's freaking me out for a second. I was like, whoa, hold up. I'm hearing myself. I don't like hearing myself as much. All right, so here we go. All right, so the cool thing about this, again, like I said, from an opportunity standpoint, it just gives us complete visibility, right? So if I have, again, that situation, $100,000 at 3%, right? We're looking at a $3,000 commission. When my potential income is calculating all 3,000 of that commission, as if that deal is going to transact 100%. Down here in my probable, what it's doing is it's calculating based on whatever percentage I have. So in this case, if we go in here to this cultivate, 0% on all these, 3% on these, 5% when an opportunity gets to here. Now, again, you'll see different commissions, right? Now, what I will tell you is this one's basing in my probable 20% of this 10,500. In the potential, it's putting all 10,500 in there, right? So again, the more you track your own data, the more you know your numbers, right? You'll hear this a ton at KW and a lot of trainings, right? Where these people will ask you, do you know your numbers, right? Because again, we're not teaching you we're business owners, right? And business owners should know their numbers. So the better you know your numbers, the better this tool will work for you. And the thing about technology in general is it's a tool, right? It's not gonna do our job for us, but it's a tool to help and it's leverage, right? So again, the analogy I always use is like you can have a hammer, a nail, and a piece of wood, right? If I hit that hammer or I hit the nail with the metal end of the hammer, it's probably going to go into the wood pretty successfully. If I turn the hammer around and hit with the handle in, I'm probably going to have some struggles. Same tools, same materials, completely different results. I challenge you guys, be intentional when you're using this stuff, and you will get the return on the investment that you're looking for. Now, moving forward, because I will digress, guys, and you guys aren't talking too much. So, you know, hey, you know, I'm a talkative person, so you guys will have to hear me talk a little bit more. But all right, so let me go back to our test opportunity here. We'll jump into this. Now, again, this is just our detail screen. It's just that. You'll have a seller worksheet here where you can go and edit this and actually, again, if you have all this information, get some net sheets, things of that nature. Once you have the property details, go in here, add that stuff. Again, all these things are editable, right? If I want to change the general information on this and I want to add a co-buyer, because there wasn't one on this particular test opportunity, we'll add Leslie back up there. Simply save that, and now we'll see that she's been added as a co-buyer there. All right, seller profile. What this is going to do is going to let you know if they're more or less, are they assigned to your buyer or seller guide, right? In your mobile application, and are they connected to your consumer platform, right? And again, obviously we have two contacts here, the test contact and then Leslie. So it's telling us that both of these are not registered with a login to our agent site and consumer app. So this just lets you know if they are or aren't. Documents, obviously, you know, we have DocuSign. If I know in Hampton Roads specifically, there's most of the market centers around here use Authentisign is built into their Instanet. Again, this is where you're going to go to upload documents. We're not going to jump too much into that because that's going to be, I think that process is a little bit different at each specific market center. So get with your MCTT because they're going to know exactly what your broker is looking for and the way your broker wants that information submitted. But this is where you'll go to upload all your documents. So there is no dot loop or none of that. This is our version of dot loop, right? But again, this is where we go to upload them for the market center, the broker, to check everything off that is compliant so that they can now pay us, right? And that's always important. So again, we'll go over here to offers and commissions. So again, in this situation on offers and commissions, let's say there was nothing here. All we're going to do is we're going to go here to add a new offer. You're going to create the offer. You're going to go through here, put the offer date, the tentative close date, whether it's the initial offer or whatnot. Click through, put the buyer's information, seller's information. And again, obviously, the other agent's information, yours already pulls through here. So again, it's going to make me put some stuff in here real quick. See if it'll let me go forward. No. All right. Now, when you go here, obviously, how much cash are they putting down? So let's say they're putting 20 and they're financing. What do we say the house was 100? Hey, so just go in, put all your offer details in. All right, so once you put your information in, again, this is an agent analysis. This is a different tool that we can dive deeper in a different class. But for today's information, those foundational pieces that we talk about, don't want to dive too much into this, but this is for a multiple offer situation. You can put the pros and the cons. What you feel the pros and cons of the offer are that you want that what you want your client to know. After that, we're going to hit save. We're going to see that offer right here. So in this case, this is a test opportunity. Just had to make sure this was a test opportunity. All right, so now you'll see, and this is let's say there was a multiple offer situation. You have 2 offers on the same property. You're looking at them, and you're going to select one. So once you select one, it's now going to pull that particular opportunity up. You're not going to have the option to select this one. Now what you'll see is managed commission. So this is where you'll actually go in. And this is where you'll see the general information on the property. You'll see your personal information, unit count, agent, gross commission, net pay to agent. It'll break down splits, cap, all that stuff right here. And then once everything's set up the way you need, all you're gonna do is submit. That will go over to your MCA and broker. They'll obviously communicate, make sure everything's compliant, and then your MCA will work on distributing those funds once that checks in and everything like that. Again, 1000% going to stress, get with your MCTT specific to your market center around what this actual process looks like. Because I'm in 2 different market centers, and I can say it's a little different in each of mine. Not like night and day different by any means, but again, leverage your MCTT for that. This is really cool, right? So if you are in a team setting, but not only a team setting, right? Let's say you're, you know, team setting, yes, this is perfect because we can add notes. They're time stamped. If we are working with somebody on another deal, notice pulls my image from my marketing profile kit as well. So again, make sure you got your marketing profile set up. But again, this is where you guys as a team, as an organization, you know, if you have a TC, this is where they can come in and they can put notes, admin, things like that, on a specific opportunity. And this isn't showing up on their client or on their contact timeline. This is showing up specifically on only on the opportunity, right? And if we want to look at our timeline of things here, we'll be able to kind of filter by range, activity types, emails, commissions, things like that. And you'll kind of see here's a test opportunity. So we can kind of see everything that's transpired there with that. Another cool thing, and then I'll jump to you, Sherry, for your question. I see your hands up. One of the other cool things that we have here are discussions. So this is actually like a place where you can go, your broker can type messages around this specific opportunity. Your MCA can send messages, you can message, and they actually get those notifications on the leadership side of Command MC. So you'll see they're probably gonna get a message now, but again, they'll get a message on the MC side, and now they'll be able to actually, if there are issues with a particular transaction, you can communicate right there, or if you know your broker's number, MCA's number, just pick up and give them a call or shoot them a text too. Yeah, what question did you have, Sher?
Hey, so Ted, in the upper right corner where it has your name and then underneath it says TK team, will that drop down bring you to each account you have, and you can have, I don't know how many accounts? Like, in other words, just say I'm an individual, I'm on a team and I'm working with a PC. I mean.
Okay, so from my experience, most people, if they're on a PC team, they're going to, a market center PC team, they're going to be actually on the PC team in the system. So they would have the pro coach team pop up here for their team. It'd be your name, and then where TK team is, say pro coach. You would still have your personal, so Sherry's personal profile, you have the pro coach profile. The only limitation that you would have is that you can only, in the team tool, you can only be on one team, right? So you wouldn't necessarily have, you know, Sherry's real estate team, Sherry's, and then pro coach. You wouldn't be able to be on multiple teams. So what I would tell you, if you do have if you're in PC, you're probably gonna be on that PC team. So the biggest thing that I would tell you is just make sure you're intentional. So like, if you, again, with contacts, if you're in your personal, you create a contact, that contact's living in your personal database, not the team database. And in order for you to create a team opportunity, you would then have to move that. Again, that gets a little bit more convoluted. I don't want to dive too deep onto that, but I specifically work with a lot of teams. So if you need to, just reach out to me. around some team things one-on-one, and I can get you some clarity on that stuff.
Okay, and just to mention, there's a big glitch because I had all my stuff, what I was inputting in command, and it was under my PC team, but then I wasn't able to add certain tags or create tags, or so Rachel just like had them throw it back to me. Now it's just on my personal thing so that I can properly edit and add. It's just a glitch in the system that they haven't ironed out yet.
So, tell Rachel to get with me. So honestly, what you would need to do is the actual Rainmakers of the team, the PC coaches actually have to go in and add those to the team tags. So as a Rainmaker, you have control over team tags, and then there's different permission settings, things like that. So like I said, if you and Rachel can get together with me, and we can kind of go over that if you guys have some questions on that. Alrighty, so try to stay on track, respect y'all's time. Y'all know I'm long-winded, so I'll try to get y'all out of here before David would. Yeah, I said it, David. He's recording these, so he'll see it. Alrighty, so custom. All right, so we kind of gone over these custom phases here. I do, like I said, I love this discussion aspect though, because it allows you to really lock in. Again, too, you'll see here, contacts are assigned to this individual opportunity. So you're good to go there. Let me make sure client updates. All right, know where I'm gonna go next. So, right, we talked about whiteboards earlier. This is literally where I go to filter through opportunities. This is where I go to kind of look at things. I like this because from a forecasting standpoint, it's kind of cool looking and it's like a sales funnel. But this is for all my whiteboard people. This is it right here. If you go to all opportunities, this is where you start to see your digital whiteboard. So again, right, if you in your office, let's say you have a TV screen mounted in your office for trainings or whatever, right? Well, the cool thing is now, if it's mirroring, now I can pull this up on my screen. I don't need a giant whiteboard in my office where I'm going to have to write things and erase things and see, look, I still got the Expo whiteboard. See, so yeah, told you, all it happens die hard. But again, I never need that stuff. I never need to buy another bottle of that stuff because literally right here on my wall, I'm mirroring this same screen, and now I can literally scroll through here, see every single transaction that we have, and again, I can filter between the things that are under contract. I can see what phase they're in, right? If I want to go here and say, man, hold up, how many closed opportunities have we had? Let's see, create date range. So we'll go here. It was. So now I can pull up just homes that we've closed on this year, and I can just filter through all of our closings right here, see exactly what it is, when it closed, all of the above. So again, that whiteboard view is super, super cool for if you do run a team. It's also really cool because you can start to dive into your individual agents on your team and see where the opportunities are to help them grow and hit their goals. Let me jump here real quick, see if we have, okay, so I will go to this really quick as well, because he did have a note in here for some team stuff, a little bit of team stuff. So again, really, it's honestly the same stuff that we're talking about here, right? So if I go, where is, all right, I was like, hold up, where's my so now if I can now notice here as a Rainmaker, if I select my team now, I can now select an agent on my team, look at just specifically this agent, every transaction that they're on, ones that are under contract, ones that aren't. but I can start to dive into this individual agent and start to see exactly what it is that they've closed for the year, what they currently have under contract, et cetera. So it's just, like I said, it gives you full visibility over your personal business if you are an individual agent. And from a team standpoint, it gives you complete visibility over your team and the people that, have entrusted you to help them hit their goals. So let me jump here to chat. See if we got any questions. Okay. All right. So forgive me for using the Kellerisms, I guess is what we'll refer to them as. So a Rainmaker is a team leader, basically the leader of a team. That is what KW refers to as someone that runs a real estate team, more or less. So if you hear that, you will hear the term Rainmaker quite a bit in trainings and things like that. So that is what it means. But good question. Trust me, it's I was when I first came over to KW a couple years back, I was like, Rainmaker, what does that even mean? Like, we're making it rain? I don't get it. But yeah, so great question there. Do we have any other questions around these specific opportunities? I'm just kind of going through the chat to see if we have any unanswered questions. Feel free, if you had a question you put in the chat and we didn't get to answer it, or I didn't see it and haven't responded to it yet, go ahead and unmute yourself and make sure it gets asked so we can get you clarity around it.
So I have a question. When you put in the people's information and the what was it? Like their offer on the home, can your clients see that through the app?
So when you're actually creating like the offer details?
Yeah.
No, they can't see that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all internal. Basically, the system is really not going to send anything out on your behalf unless you intentionally tell it to. So what I would recommend is, again, going into that Facebook shared drive, finding an opportunities checklist that you really like, look at it. I don't know, I'm old school. I print it off and then I'll take literally a highlighter and I'll start to highlight the ones that are, maybe all of them should be in there, right? But everybody's business is a little unique and specific to them. So I'm not going to try to paint everybody's business with a broad brush, so to speak. So take a look at a great tool, figure out what aspects of that you want in your checklist in your business, then go and create that and build it all out at once. And I would tell you, just so you're intentional, and because once you do it once, you're done. Now when you create an opportunity, every opportunity that you move into that bucket or that bucket, we're gonna stick with bucket because I'm getting caught up on my words here. But yeah, but we're gonna, like, every opportunity that goes through there will have those same steps in that checklist, no matter what. So again, be intentional in the beginning, get it set up right, and then you don't have to worry about it from that point forward. It'll be something that's consistent every single transaction, every single opportunity.
And yeah, what's up? Quick. So in regards to setting up the opportunities, how do you generate the email? So if you go through the opportunities and the different steps in the checklist, where do I do it to send the automated email?
So when you actually, all right, so this is, I'm sure they touched on this in some other classes, but anytime we're sending stuff out, what do we want to make sure we do first? Rule of thumb. I know David said it on a training. I know this is training number 4 for the week, but I know in those first 3 classes, somebody's mentioned this. We always want to send stuff to ourselves prior to us sending anything to our database, right? So that way we see it, we have eyes on it, and we make sure we like it, right? I think these are great. We utilize them in our business, but guess what? You may not like the way it looks. I don't know, right? And you may say, you know what, it's a little bit more work to do it this way, but I think I'm going to do it this way because I just like it better for my business. And there's no right or wrong answer there. But send it to yourself. It's a very, it's a very like it's a pretty basic template. And the information, so like the some of the information that you type when you're actually building that is the only thing that's going to be customized to that. So it's just like a picture of a house and like, hey, contact first name, right? Whatever that name is. So it's still personalized and it has all your branding down at the bottom. Hey, just want to let you know that we're knocking off steps to the finish line or something along those lines. I can't remember what the verbiage is exactly. But like, hey, just want to let you know we've completed, and it has like that stage and a check mark down. We just want to let you know we completed this phase of the process. We'll let you know, send you some updates when we have next steps or whatever. But it's very generic, very general, but just enough to where it has their name, is branded to them. But the main thing is now they know that, oh, the home inspection is done, or, oh, hey, whatever that step is that you're trying to inform them, or that you feel the need that you would inform them, right? I tell people there's plenty of things that go on in a transaction that they don't necessarily need to know, and it's not of value to them, right? But me personally, as a team leader, I'm like, hey, I don't want my agents to have to think about what's next. Let me go ahead and let them know, so I can build that out. And they know I just go in and check the box, check the box, check the box. And the ones that should let the clients know, it automatically sends it out on their behalf. So they don't even have to think. They're just thinking, get through this checklist, next box, next box, next box, next box. And as they knock that box out, right? But again, right, just like anything, technology is great, but it can also create problems that never existed. So if we're not intentional with that, and we're like, oh man, you know what? Yeah, hold up. Well, we'll be done with that as soon as let me go ahead and check those off real quick. Well, now maybe the home inspection isn't until Thursday, and you would probably really need to check it off Thursday evening. But now Wednesday, you're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna knock that out on Thursday. We'll have this done. So I'll be able to move to the next phase. Let me go ahead and check this off real quick. Now they're getting that email that the home inspection is done on a Wednesday, but the home inspection is not scheduled for Thursday, right? So, and that's just one case example, but like, just be intentional, right? The more intentional you are with this stuff, the better the return on the investment of time that you're investing in it. And chunk it down, right? Are you guys familiar with like the 411 tool that we have at KW?
Mhm.
And look, this is why I've been doing this role for like 2 years, and I can't tell you guys whether they're new agents, transfer agents, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody tries to get into this. They try to do it all at once, and they try to do some really complex, deeper dive things. And after about 2 weeks, they're, you know what? I think I'm gonna go over here and just call these people or do this, right? And then about 6 months later, we're circling back and we're doing the same. We're having the same conversation, and we're starting back at square one. So what I could tell you guys, what you guys have in these classes, in these 8 classes, if you focus on just getting this implemented in your business, then what you can do is get with your MCTT one-on-one. And I challenge you guys this, right? If I asked you to do 10 tech things a week, you'd be like, man, I don't know, that's a lot. I still got to set X amount of appointments, and go on X amount of appointments to get X amount of closings. Well, I challenge you, do one thing a week. Get these foundational pieces implemented in your business, and just add one new tech thing a week to your business, right? Because what I've found are most agents, again, they try to do it all at once, they get overwhelmed, and they shelve it for 6 to 8 months, and then we go back through the same process again. Whereas if you just did one thing per week, I guarantee most of you be like, yeah, I can do one thing a week, Ted. I bet, all right, awesome. Cool, it's not too much? You're like, no, I can probably do more. No, just do one. You have 52 enhancements. You have the foundational pieces from these classes, but then you have 52 enhancements to your business that you didn't have the year when you started, right? So now what does it look like each year if we add 52 enhancements of technology enhancements that are going to give us some of our time back, give us some leverage, but we're not overwhelming ourselves. We're staying in our 20%, which is lead generation, right? Because while the tech stuff's great, I want to know how this can help me do my lead gen activities that may take 3 hours a day. How can I do the same activities in 1 hour a day? So now I can get 2 hours a day back, 5 days a week, 10 hours a week I'm taking back in my life, 40 hours a month. Well, what am I passionate about? Well, whatever it is, now I can invest 40 hours a month to that, right? And that's kind of that. I don't want the technology to do my job. I want it to help leverage me to be as efficient as possible so that I can do the activities that I know I need to do, my one job, the one thing, which is lead generate, but still live my life by design, right? And invest the time, which is way more valuable than money, right? But again, if I stay on track and I'm systemized, I can still hit my monetary goals so that I'm good there. But now I'm maximizing my time, which is what I'm about. So again, I challenge y'all, get with your MCTTs, get one thing implemented a week after you get these foundational pieces mastered in your business, right? Let's see. I told you guys, y'all are quiet today, so I'll talk for a while, but we're getting on 11:01, so I want to respect y'all's time. Are there any outlying questions that we may have? What's up, Shay?
At one point you said that if you go to the KW whatever folder thing, that there's something on there. You said don't recreate the, that David had put something on there that's very helpful. But at the same time, we were talking about the Facebook page, which I joined. But what was that document that you were saying David put on the KW Metro folder that's really helpful?
I will pull it up right now so I can so you'll know where to go.
Thank you, because I know you guys were talking about what the name of the folder was, and then I just jumped to the Facebook thing.
All right, so this is. All right, so this is our KW Tech Community page here.
Oh, that's where it was on there.
Yep. So all you're gonna do here, right? This is just discussions. We'll have, also up David posts some awesome things up there as well. So definitely recommend joining this and following. You can go down to the More tab. You can go over here to Files, and you'll see George Kelly's Opportunity Checklist. Customize your sales pipeline. So this would be like, like we talked about, different phases in that cultivate bucket. So these are just some different examples. So some teams, right? If you're looking for the realtor logo to add to your assets, it's right there. Same thing with the equal housing out. Here's a good opportunities checklist. I'll just pull this one up real quick. I just downloaded it, but you guys will see it here. So again, this is just one example really quick of opportunities checklist, but you'll see probability 5%, nurture 7, hot, in each one of these. Obtain email address, tell our story, obtain phone number, obtain current address. And we got scheduling. Schedule, kept. And again, you guys kind of see how this stuff's laid out, but just again, awesome stuff that again, like I said, I'm a firm believer. I never want to be the smartest person in the room because I can't learn and grow. But man, I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And I can tell you guys, there's some smart people in this company, and it's a huge company, right? So again, I'm all about figuring out who those people are, and again, this culture that we have here, this collaborative culture, it's collaboration over competition, which is what I love about it. And I was on a call yesterday with somebody down in Florida from KW that was helping me out with something, and it's just like people are willing to help. You just got to be willing to put in the effort, because people want to see you succeed. So any other outline questions? I want to, like I said, respect y'all's time. I got it all day. I'll talk to y'all all day.
I have a question. When you went to the discussions, I know he posted it on February 3rd. Is there any way that I can find it?
You talking about on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
In discussions, I would tell you if you look on the search bar at the top
Mm.
and you click that little magnifying glass, if you know what you're searching for, just start typing those words in and it should pull up. What, do you know exactly what you were looking for?
Yeah, the Google Doc thing. Just the one that you just went to that showed you everything.
Oh, the checklist?
Yeah.
Oh,
How do
okay.
I find his post, basically?
So, if you, here, I'll just share my screen again real quick. So if you go right here, I don't know exactly what Google form, but like I just typed in Google Doc, I think. And
It just
so that was, yeah, but that was from, look at the date, the 30th, 2020. So that's a little far out there. Let's go back. What date did you say it was though?
It was February 4th or 3rd.
February 4th.
Mm. It's okay if we can just put it in the chat, like eventually, so I can.
Yeah, what you said it was a Google form or a Google Doc that you were looking for specifically? Do you know what information was on that Google Doc?
All the information that you were talking about.
Oh,
It's just
so
the
are you
opportunities checklist.
the opportunity check? All right, so I'll show you the best place to go to find that then. It's going to be in a shared drive. So again, all you'll do is just go over here to the More tab
Mm-hmm.
and go down to Files. Because anything David's going to
Okay.
post, it'll also post it as an actual post when he shares it to this.
Yeah, I
So
was
if
looking
he
for his actual post by accident. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all good. So if you look right here, and again, under the More Files, and you'll see you got Command Daily Live sign up. This is a different checklist. So this one was April 30th. This one is George Kelly. Like I said, he's team leader / Rainmaker of a really large team up in New Jersey, and this is their cultivate, nurture. This is again different one because everybody's businesses run a little bit differently. So I challenge you guys to get in there with that shared drive, take a look, and again, right, there may be certain things because of the size of his team and the number of agents that he has. There may be some checklist items in there that he needs that you as an individual agent running your own business may not need. So again, use these as tools and guides, get the information that you need, and then get that checklist built for you and your business specific to you. But again, these tools are awesome up here. And again, in these files, I'll tell you, I mean, there's, let's see, transaction coordination, listing pipeline, design frequently asked questions. So again, if you're looking for the quarterly call plan, the DT-D2 schedule they give out in bold, it's right here. Here's the other equal opportunity checklist, or equal opportunity, my bad. I was reading the line talking about the other one. Equal housing opportunity logos right there. Here's the other opportunities checklist that I pulled up earlier. So realtor logo, all that good stuff right there. And I want to say this one's a PDF, customize your, Kyle put this up here. This one should be pretty cool too. So cultivate appointment. And again, these are this is another form of a checklist. So again, tons of high level talent out there that have shared some awesome content with you. Now it's just up for you guys to go out there, figure out which one fits you and your business the best, and then create a plan around getting it implemented. All righty. So, I kept y'all for an extra 9 minutes. If we don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead, let y'all go and stop beating y'all's eardrums to death. So
Thank you.
All right. Well, hey, look, let me real quick before I roll. This is the last thing. I gotta give y'all homework. I would be a bad teacher if I didn't give y'all homework, right? At least that's the way all my teachers did when I was in school. All right, so again, obviously we have action steps between now. We have the weekend. So again, recommend getting with your MCTT just to kind of any outstanding questions from these 4 classes this week, get with them one-on-one, get clarity around it. Let's go ahead. If we haven't already, make sure we finish our marketing profile, right? For these opportunity checklists. So when those emails go out, they look the way that we want, branded to us. Let's make sure that we get that Facebook data harvested, right? Because we are getting around holiday season and stuff like that. So the more information we have on our database, the more we can market to them, especially during this time of the year where there's a ton of stuff to reach out to them about. Let's map out our tags, right? Let's start mapping out what our tags are going to be for our contacts. Let's make sure if we have our database somewhere else that we get that imported, right? And again, leverage Scott Leroy for that. Every market center uses him. So huge amount of leverage for you guys. And then let's add all of our contacts to the big 3 smart plans, right? Quarterly call plan, biweekly neighborhood nurture, and then our birthday smart plan. And then let's get in the habit of sharing our app. I cannot, this is the last thing I'll give y'all. I'm gonna hold y'all for like 1 more minute. So I have to walk over here. I share my app with everybody, and give me 2 seconds. I know y'all hear a bunch of noise and it sounds like I'm breaking stuff down. So like our business cards. I don't like giving out business cards because it's the easy way for me to give people something and hope that they follow up with me. So let me turn this background off. Oh, all right, there we go. So this is my fiance's card. So on the back, if she does have to give them, we have our app right here on the back. So hopefully when they have this, like, oh, I guess I got this. Well, what's this? And they scan this. And hopefully when they scan that, they create their account. In addition to that, it's on our listing signs. Again, literally, right? There's a ton of buyers out there. So what do? I make sure that I am pumping this app out as much as possible. I got people driving by our listings all day long. Plenty of buyers that I don't know. Well, guess what? If they don't have a realtor and they're just driving around, they scan this, takes them to my app. They're not surprised because they see pictures of it right there. And again, I got a contact right there as they're driving by my house. So now I can go ahead, just have organic leads that other than the cost of making the marketing sign, guess what? I'm not paying for that lead. Now it's just pretty much let them funnel in, right? Through downloading the app. So again, push the app. I'm not telling you guys to do anything that I personally don't do already. I would never tell you guys to do something I personally haven't done and had some success with. But again, push that app to 10 people a day. That'd be the goal. But yeah, other than that, like I said, that's pretty much it. So y'all have a great weekend. I kept y'all a little bit long, but hopefully it was valuable and you guys got something from it. And like I said, I'll see you guys on Monday.
What's your email, Ted?
Oh, it's here. I'll put it in the chat, but it's just my name with a dash in between the first and last name.
Hey, Ted, I have a quick question on the Kelly app, because I'm trying to access everything here, but the Kelly app isn't working for me. It's saying you can't log in, can't do anything. And I'm tempted to delete the app and reinstall it, but will it lose all my data? Or was everything already saved and captured?
So, all right, it's a good question. So the Kelly app is being more or less sunset. They haven't done any updates to that for like a while. Because it's looking like at some point Q4, again, we don't have a firm date on that, but it looks like the command app will be rolling out. So really and again, there's not a firm date on that. However, that's a game changer, 1,000%. Just know, and again, I've had a little bit of experience with it. It's awesome. Really all Kelly is right now is a lifetime notification. So pretty much anything in that little bell at the top of your screen and command that you get, pretty much any notification that will come in that bell in the top right in command is what comes through on Kelly.
So is there a command app that I can use on my phone to replace Kelly then? Because I'm not able to access anything. It says you can't refresh it. It can't find my profile. It can't find anything that it was, you know, when I would be able to look at it and say, who has been captured? And I can't access it. It hasn't been able to, I haven't been able to use it for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know.
honestly, with Kelly, there's no data per se in there. It's basically your contacts are technically in there. Anything that's in command is in there.
Okay.
But like I said, there's other than lifetime notifications, and again, it would only be system notifications. So essentially the stuff that you get in the bell, those are the only things that Kelly are being utilized for. So this stuff right here, any of these notifications, right? Those are the only things that would come through on Kelly, right?
So is there an app that I can use on my phone like Kelly for command so that I can see that? That's easily accessible without having to log into my laptop. That's my question.
Yeah, not
If
Kelly.
Kelly's kind of is obsolete now, it sounds like. Is there anything that is command driven that would replace that?
Not currently, not until our KW app comes out. So what I would recommend, you're not going to lose any data in your command if you delete the Kelly app and then reinstall it. And the login should be the same as your command login.
Right, it is, but it's saying that it's not able to. Okay, let's try deleting.
Now, aren't they phasing out the Kelly app?
Yeah, no, so that it's like I said, that's been the plan for a while now. But yeah, like I said, it's and again, KW doesn't really give us dates on things. You know, I'm a labs advisor, so I play with some of the stuff behind the curtain a little bit. And it's like I said, there's 3 dates with KW. Okay, it's family reunion, mega camp, and yesterday. At least that's what KWRI tells us, right? So those are the three deadlines that they operate on: mega camp, family reunion, and yesterday. So like, again, they haven't given us a date, but I anticipate this quarter, based on what we're seeing, that we'll have that. And again, like I said, forget Kelly, like this is like night and day different. And it like I said, it'll be awesome. But the cool thing is, you guys are here on this class right now, getting the foundational pieces in, because I can tell you guys what will happen when this does come out. And yeah, I've been doing this a little bit. I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. People are gonna see it and they're like, "Ooh," and it's gonna be like the shiny object in the room, and everybody's gonna want to get in there and learn that. The issue is if you don't have it set up on this platform, it's already been out for 2 years, and you're not utilizing this at a high level. How high a level are you going to utilize this? Because again, it's very much like if you picture it in the same way, our consumer website, our agent websites are consumer facing websites. And then the mobile app is nothing but, there's some differences between our agent website and the mobile app, but by and large, it's just a mobile version of our website in an app form. And that's essentially what this will probably be. So yeah.
Yeah. So Ted, are we saying that the KW app is taking over for the Kelly app?
Yeah, that is what it will be. Yeah.
But right now we do need the Kelly app because there's some things the KW
Correct.
app doesn't do yet. And what exactly is that?
Well, so it's not that the KW app doesn't do yet. It's just that the KW app isn't out yet.
So we don't know when it's coming out. One of those.
Yeah, and KWRI hasn't given us a date on that because again, they're obviously doing their stuff on the back end to make sure everything's right before they roll it out to, 200,000 plus agents. So and they want it to be right for you guys. So again, like I said, KW doesn't really give dates on things. I know in some of like the Command Your conversion Facebook group and some of those, I think Nick Baldwin's even shared a couple screenshots of like what the homepage looks like and stuff like that. But again, like I said, they're just crossing T's and dotting I's and trying to make the product the best it could possibly be for the agents when they actually get it in their hands. And again, keep in mind that, and the crazy thing is, it's version 1, right? Did anybody have version 1 of the iPhone? Right. So again, right, think about where this is just the starting point, and that's something to be super excited about. But yeah, like I said, right now, keep that Kelly, because that really, and again, don't freak out. Don't try to go in there and add a bunch of contacts and stuff, because again, they haven't done any tech updates on that
Okay.
for months now. The only thing that's used for is like a notification. So
Okay.
look at it just as that. Just a little notification beacon.
Ted, I gotta run to another meeting. Thank you so much for everything. I'll see you tomorrow.
No problem.
Or no, Monday, right?
Monday, yep.
Awesome.
Get with your
Thank you.
NCTT tomorrow if they're available.
Will do. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Awesome.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
hey,
I
y'all.
might
Yeah,
email
go ahead.
you, Ted, at some point to find out about where you got your poster made.
What, the listing sign?
No, the big thing with the QR code.
Oh, the listing sign. That's my listing sign.
Yeah, maybe you know a good company that does a good job, good
So
price.
I actually I built that in Designs in Command.
In Command, not Canva. Canva's even better right now.
Yeah, so I built it in Designs.
Yeah.
All right, so I personally was one of those people, I never used Canva ever, because I never really did like the pretty like designing stuff. Like I was a salesperson, right? So now that my fiance runs our personal business as I do this role, yeah, I'm pretty much, and because I'm in this system all the time, I now do that for our business because I can do it really, really quickly because I'm in here all the time. So I think I have like 700-800 designs in my design library. But it's the thing that I like about Designs is just that it's linked to the MLS. So I can pull property descriptions that are in the MLS right there, drag them right onto the flyer or the image, whatever. I don't have to, all the MLS pictures are there. Like that's the big difference maker for me between Canva and Designs. The platform itself is very similar, right? And I relate it to like a new car. When you get a new car, you're like, oh man, why did they put this screen over here? I liked it when it was over here. But after you drive that car for 6 months, guess what? You couldn't go back to the screen being in another place. And it's just getting familiar with the platform. Once you have familiarity with the platform, then you can start to see the pros and cons of each, right? But for me, because I'm in here doing real estate related stuff all the time, having that tied in directly to the MLS it saves me so much time from having to go to Rain, download the image, then save it to my computer, take up memory, and then upload, and all that.
So when you say tied into the MLS, you mean the QR code?
No. So like in Designs, like, so for instance, if I'm like editing like a just sold postcard or flyer or social media piece, like all that stuff's tied in. The QR code, that's simply just taking my download my app page and creating, if you right click on the mouse in Google, if you're in Google Chrome, you right click on the mouse, it'll pull up that little menu and you'll see create QR code. And you can literally create a QR code for any single web page.
I'm sorry, run that by me again. If you go where?
I'll show you real quick. So let's say we're on, I don't even know. All right, say we're gonna make a QR code for this page for my command.
Oh.
All I'm gonna do is right click, go right here, boom, and download.
No way. So where would you primarily use it? From your profile?
So for me, like I put this on marketing, like flyers, things of that nature. Flyers, business, like I said, we have it. My fiance, she has it here on the back of her business card.
Yeah.
Right. We have it on our.
Yeah, let me see that poster one more time. That's the one you designed in Command?
Yeah. So these are, like I said, these are just our listing signs.
Well, let me take a screenshot of that. I do stuff.
If you follow me on or if you follow our business page on Facebook, like I literally, like I have like a clip art like real estate poll that's transparent that I put up there, and then I pop this up there. So like you'll see like our listing signs on like all of our marketing on our social media and stuff.
So your TK team.
Mm-hmm. So in the idea, and the reason I put this on a lot of our marketing that you'll see is just because now they're starting to get I'm starting to capture mind share with the sign, right? Like the look, the color, and people start to see the sign more. They see it in all this marketing. Now when they drive by a house and they see it, it's like, oh snap, I know that. I've seen them before. And right, it's all this whole game's about capturing mind share. We capture enough mind share, we'll take over market share. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just went in, and who I use, obviously they're partners with KW, but I'm sure you get all the same emails I do all the time with Build a Sign, and them always having like discounts and things of that nature. And that comes directly from our partnership with them and their partnership with KW. So I honestly, what I do is I go into designs, I build it out. So what I would tell you to do is go in, look around on Build a Sign,
Yeah.
and more or less, figure out what size signs you want. And then what I do, and again, this has nothing to do with, obviously opportunities, but we're over time and I'm just kind of hanging out.
Thank you.
That's what I do. I just hang out, talk tech.
And do you have those little things put in the bottom so you can pop it in the ground?
So I actually have the arm posts. So those are the ones that hang. But again, if you do, I actually built for a property management company that I have. I actually built these that are, I actually have these. I don't know if you can see the yard signs. And then these are a little bit smaller, obviously, but same thing. And this just has a,
wow.
If this doesn't drive them to our app, this QR code drives them to the rental application. So they can just apply.
Whoa, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Let me show you real quick.
It's just amazing. There's so many layers to this, but
this, and I'm glad you said that, right? There's so many layers, but what I would tell you is the stuff that we go over here in these classes, like the basics, get those implemented and master those at a high level, right? And we talk about like KW, they got the 6 personal perspectives, commit to self-mastery, right? So master like these foundational pieces, and then from that, then that's when you get with your MCTT, and then you guys say, hey, look, I saw this, I love this, like this is what I want. Like, hey, what do we get? What's the plan? Let's create a plan around getting this implemented in my business. And again, trust me, I know all the MCTTs in our region, they're all phenomenal people. And again, they're in that role because they come from contribution. They want to help people and they want to see people be successful. Now, again, what I would tell you to do is go here to print, because again, this is something that's going to be printed. So what I typically do, so the lines are all nice and everything like that. Now this is going to bring you over to WeBrand. Again, when we do a designs class, you'll get that. For this specific, when I'm building a listing sign, I go to my designs. I go to start from blank, and then I'm going to go custom size. And the reason I do that is because they may not have a social post or a flyer. It may not be the dimensions that I need in order to fit the sign, right? So now I know on Build a Sign it's in inches. So now let's say it's, I don't know. I don't even remember what my listing
yeah, you can
signs
just make
are.
something up.
Yeah, like 36 by, 24, right? And let's just say, boom. And all I'm going to do is create. And now what it's going to do is create me a blank canvas to where, and obviously this would be more of the yard signs that you stick in the stakes, right? But those are, because it's longer than it is tall, right? I should have done it the other way, and that would have been like my listing signs. But again, it just gives you that platform. If you have your assets set up and images, like for me, it was super simple. Like, even building this out, like I just go here, just take a shape with the color, take it down, and you can see my listed signs right there, because I told you I put in a bunch of marketing all the time. And just, again, if you have all this stuff in your assets, it's super, super easy.
Yeah, I can tell you've been working in there a bit, because I've worked in there and but yeah.
Right. And then again, where I went to get these images, because again, KW does a really good job of putting a lot of stock images in here. So when I'm in my images, if I go to Workspace and I go down to KW app, guess what you're going to see down here? Oof. hate when I have to do that. All right, boom. And you kind of get the gist of it, how we
Yeah.
build that out.
Cool.
But like I said, super easy. Create your dimensions. But like I said, I did all these through Build a Sign. And you know.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Great class. Appreciate all the info.
No problem. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad somebody got some value from it today. Didn't just have to hear me
Absolutely.
talk for no reason.
All right, Ted.
All
Thank
right,
you.
y'all.
Take care,
Well, y'all
everybody.
have a great one. Y'all have a great weekend, and we will see everybody on Monday.
Okay.
Later.
Bye, thank you.